in, out, in, out, in,
Shut up. Goodness gracious. Can't even take 2 seconds without you talk. I'm like, whatever, dude. What up? Test one. Hang on. Yep, man, it looks terrible on IG, but I don't really care as long as they can see part of us. Yo, what up? What up, y'all? It's your boy Down. I'll join the S Down Productions. Welcome to another um, edition of Dog We Gotta Talk. Coming from you from our respective locations. Me coming from my quarantine location for the next 4 days, 3 to 4 days. Um, for those of y'all who don't know, um, I had unfortunately on Friday contracted contacted the virus. I am out of commission until Thursday, so I'm staying in the second floor of my house for a bit to make sure the folks and whatnot are staying safe and healthy, um, and trying to make sure that everybody is good, um, and everybody's at peace with things. But
Turn
in
your
bet-
camera on Discord.
hang on. Where's my camera at? Oh, God, I turned it off because you think you didn't need to see me.
There we go.
All right. Anyway, here with me tonight, of course, is my unfortunate partner in crime, Eliza Kibalon, who has been gracious enough to join me on this stream this evening. Um, and been so nice to, you know, come out and hang. So we got a couple things that we wanted to kind of discuss and talk about. You guys know the drill. Leave comments and questions below. Anything that y'all got in mind that y'all want to below
Turn
discuss.
turn your mic up a little bit.
Oh my God, I can't do
And I think I can
I can't do nothing
I
for
think
two
I can hear
seconds.
myself. I
Hang
think I
on.
can hear myself on your monitor too.
It's the only way I can get you to be played on my end right now.
Oh
Hang,
really?
hang on. You see, I could do 3-4, I guess. So that'll turn him up and me down. So
No,
three.
the opposite.
Shh. I'm working on it. I never work with impatient people, folks. This is what you deal
I'm
with.
saying the opposite. You literally said turn me up and turn you down, but it's the opposite.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay,
There we go.
that's better. Okay. Hang on. That y'all got. I'm not talking about that right now. Make sure I'm checking chat rooms and comments and questions throughout throughout this. Um, All right. Well, without further ado, let's get into it. Um,
Well,
go ahead. We got three main things on the docket, right? So, um,
I mean, to be honest, I need a little refresher because we kind of
yeah. Well, one of the topics that we was going to discuss, was recent news about good old girl Larsa Pippen on her escapades again. This time
the
with
best.
the goat's son, the goat.
Yeah,
That's on our docket today. We also had discussions about how to communicate in the sense of intimacy on things to make sure that both of your love lives are in better better health.
it's a little
Um,
bit deeper than that.
well, right. Well, it's all about self esteem and all that other stuff. We'll talk a little bit more about that. Obviously, has been a trending topic on TikTok and Reddit recently about this gentleman who decided to use a song to help him with his performance. But we'll get into more into that later. Um, also, Crow, you had one thing on your list that you wanted to talk about, but I couldn't remember what we were referring to in that regard.
The dynamic between black men and black women, and
Mm.
why there seems to be such a constant struggle.
I think that might be the first thing that we'll go with. So I'm going to give you the floor and go ahead. By the way, for those of y'all who are on my stream, if you want to go and follow him on any social media platforms, go on at Terrible Cereal, Terrible Cereal.
Actually, yeah, keep talking them up real quick. I'm just gonna grab some water.
Okay. Stay hydrated out here, folks. um,
Yeah. Stay thirsty, my friends.
um, I know I don't really have too much of his socials on the site, so I want to at least give him an opportunity to go and post some of his stuff. So if you guys are interested, it is Terrible Cereal on Instagram, also known as my man Elias Akibalon. And actually, I'll go ahead and put the text in while I'm waiting for him. Let's see if my Cereal. Goodness. Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. Forgive me right now, as uh this is all just coming out at y'all at once. So it's
Okay, I'm back. Ooh, throat hurts.
I don't want to hear you talk about nothing about pain
Okay.
throughout this entire podcast.
Oh,
Anyway, let's get straight into it. Dynamic of black men and black women. Crow, I'm gonna give you the floor, man. Go ahead.
it seems like there's such a disconnect between black men and black women for the obvious and for the not so obvious. And um it's just been a trending topic. It literally trends like, every now and then. Um as some of y'all might know, I do like to partake on Twitter. And so on Twitter,
Heavily.
there's always whatever. There's always these fights, between black men and black women. And the last one that I had observed was actually I'm gonna have to I forgot. I believe I was talking about this on the show with Joe as well too. But where is it? Yeah, I'm gonna have to actually show them on the tweet. Actually, well, are you able to pull? Nah, never mind. I'll pull it up. Okay, let's see. Oh my god, this Larsa pimpin. I said it on purpose, pimpin.
Focus.
Let's see. I sent it to you in my messages. Let's hope I don't have to go far back. Do we really send each other these many tweets?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
This is the dynamic of our relationship that we send mad tweets to each other because we got nothing else better to do with our lives other than send each other tweets.
This is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go into my tweets and replies because that's the best way to find it. Here we go. Finally. So, I'm going to pull up the first tweet. All of y'all on Twitch. Let's see. Let's go to the MacBook feed.
Did you send me the tweet?
Yeah, I'm going to send it to you right now. So, let me scroll up. Okay. So, I'm going to send Darnell this as well too, real quick.
Ooh.
What happened?
Something that we're gonna have to talk about later.
Okay. Dude, what is going on here? There we go.
Yeah, I'm gonna bookmark that one. That one's bad. Okay.
This tweet has been deleted.
Come on, man. We're burning daylight.
Yeah, I'm
here.
sending it to you right now. So, anyway,
All right.
let's.
So I'll go into quick. I'll go into quick context of the story at hand. If I can pull the joint up without any other extras.
Yeah, you're gonna have to speak up too.
I'm working on it. Okay.
Nah, I know, but I'm just saying, like, if you're saying something important right now,
Nothing
it's
is significant at this time.
okay. Just making sure.
All right. So first photo that we got here from at B Puck Beep Uke.
Be puke.
I was hoping that it wasn't puke, but unfortunately I think it is. Wow, my face is huge on this screen. Anyway, well, because my face is covering up part of the image, but we'll get into more of that in a second. So, uh, um, photo of a black woman. Photo of 3 black football athletes. Let me go scale my screen down real quick on this feed so you guys can see it. All right, so we got 3 athletes from looks like what is it? The University of Florida Gators, the Florida Gators.
Yeah, the Gators.
And their significant others who are Caucasian.
Who might be significant others?
Possibly.
Possibly.
Then there's a I think is Kara. My life is she? Swear Umar about to repost this picture with no caption. Okay.
Yeah.
And then
so that's the original.
Yep.
Post.
And then there was a repost about to say I'm sick to my stomach, followed by the second photo, which unfortunately catches the girl that says she's sick to her stomach in the act of doing the same level of interracial relations. So I don't know how you got by your own tweet, but apparently this is where we at now. So, in any rate, now I'm kind of reverting back to this conversation when we first had it. this. So let me tell you something that recently I had a discussion with my friend Deja about um, as we was riding on our way to a concert, and I was talking to her about stuff about relationships and stuff, because Deja and I we're real close friends. And we've had this discussion, and we had a talk about my level of relationship with black women, and how the dynamic is a little bit different, um, and how I haven't really been in any relationships um, with black women in a long, long time, and it's very rarely. Number one, um, although I grew up in a very diverse district at high school, um, majority of the people who were like me were either related or did not have interest in me, or I did not have interest in them. Um, but I had a lot of relatives, so a lot of people who were black. A lot of them I was related to. Strangely enough, most of my my mother's family, as a lot of you guys know, who know how Sodas is with the last name of Jackson. Obviously, I got cousins who live out there, so I didn't have a lot of my dynamic was with people of different ethnicities in my time. Um, with that being said, um, I had a discussion with Deja about how my dynamic with black women have changed over the years in recent time, because I was being able to see it under a more positive light, um, just because I've been in different atmospheres. I think part of what we're dealing with is um, I think we have part of an issue where um, I think there's two things. I think we have a problem with the media portraying us a certain way, and then us absorbing it and then copy and pasting that in every single sense, whether that's social media, mainstream TV. You have it like it's a copy and paste world that we live in. Part of what we're seeing right now is we're dealing with a lot of um, we're dealing with a lot of women that may get caught up. Personal opinion, by the way, so don't feel like I'm saying this is about all women or all black women, but I think we have a majority of black women that are being portrayed in the media as either over the top rich. Don't think they really, the only time that we really see them is either um, being portrayed as somebody that's ratchet or somebody that is um, overly high maintenance. And what you end up dealing with those circumstances is that you have, um, the Real Housewives dynamic, the Love and Hip Hop dynamic, um, and all these other like reality TV based cultures that we've grown up to know now, and how much that has really affected life right now. And obviously, that doesn't even affect the reality TV. I don't even think it affects just them. It affects people in social media, in the music industry, in the TV industry, and in every industry. It's caused a problem. And I think what we do is that we put black men and black women over these high expectations, and they end up becoming battling with each other rather than coming together and saying, "Hey, these are the things I need to work on. These are the things I need to work on. I know you have things that you need to work on. So let's come together and let's practice certain things that are not repetitive of our previous generational curses." That is the issue that we're dealing with here. And what happens is, I think we have people who are going outside of that go outside that dynamic get so mad because people are saying, "Oh, I'm sick in my stomach because she's because he's dating this white girl, or she's dating this white guy, or this, that, and the third, that we are not we are not really coming to now. First of all, everybody's gonna have a preference. Let that be said what it is. But I think we also need to be. I think we're also part of the problem in not practicing peace, practicing um, practicing peace publicly, not privately, but publicly, and not showing these extreme dynamics where where we can have discussions about this and say, hey, what can we do to for us to grow as people, to us to grow as black people, and for us to create a dynamic where it's not about money, it um, ain't about fancy cars, or you have to do all these things for me and you have to do all these things for me, and not because it's either becoming either we are butting heads or we are parting ways, and or we want to be mad independent. And I think there needs to be a balance between that, and I think we need to start practicing that more as we get older. So um, I think there may be some toxic environments that are causing comments like that to lead to where they are right now. So that's where my take on that. So I'm gonna leave that to you on your thoughts and opinions.
Well, I think that in the black community,
That's better.
there is a problem with
Okay.
pride.
Um. Gee, sorry.
And obviously, there's a problem with pride in every other community. But in talking about the black community directly, we're not talking about anything else, just the black community.
Mhm.
Our problem with pride is we're not willing to put down the weapons and say, hey, you know, let's talk this out right now. Um, Jesus Christ. My thing was on mute. So let me go back into it. Anyway, we're talking about the black community alone, and we're talking about our issue with pride. Not that other races don't have pride issues, but our issues with pride.
Mhm.
And our issue with pride is that we're not willing to put down the weapons, so to speak, and say, hey, let's talk this out. And as far as, men, we can't sit here and say, you know what? I can understand that there are brothers out there that do you wrong. And you've got to also recognize that there are brothers out there that will protect you as well too. We cannot sit here and say, "Oh, most of the black women, oh, most of the black men." Like there's none of that. If we're going to finally come together and we're finally going to unite and be as one, we can't be sitting here, tearing each other down, saying, "Oh, well, black woman ain't shit because da 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 da. Black men ain't shit because da 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 da." Like, no more of that. It has to come to an end. And it has to come to an end at the expense of our pride. You have to kill your pride in order to do so. Now, like I said, that's not to say that there aren't issues that we need to address outside of those issues, our issue with pride and, our how we see each other and how we've treated each other in the past, present, and future. But we need to put aside pride in this issue alone in order to finally say, you know what? Hey, let's heal, let's grow together, let's continue to like at the rate of marriage between black men and black women, it's extremely high. Just like I'm pretty sure it is in any other race. But one thing we forget is that statistics tell us that most black men and women are getting married. That's not to say that they're having happy relationships necessarily, but At the same time, what are the stats on that? You got to go into that. But black men and black women, statistically speaking, choose each other mostly, just like any other race. Like, so you cannot go out there and put out false narratives that, hey, you know, black men, they just they can't stand black women. They will go out of their way to date a white woman or a Spanish woman or whoever. Doesn't matter. They'll go out of their way to do it despite another, and then vice versa as well too. Like people, when Serena Williams, when she got married to, I don't even know who the guy is. I don't know his name. I just know he's got money. That's all I know, and I know that he's not black. That's about it. But it was the same thing
But
with
let's
her.
also look at let's also look at let's not let's not categorize the only reason why they're together is because of that though too. Oh, because he's got money.
No, well,
You know,
obviously, I don't know why they're together. Like I mean, I'd have to assume that it was love, but yeah, like as far as
he,
them being together and stuff, yeah, that's
so
their business.
so
And
side note, gentleman's name is Alexis Ohanian. He is a entrepreneur and
honey, no, that might
Ohanian.
actually be his name. I was just laughing because it sounded funny.
Ohanian. Yeah. He is an internet entrepreneur and investor, co-founder and chairman of social media site Reddit. So, at any rate, excuse me.
Mr. Wanawanian. But
You're not helping. Um, man, we spent getting close to 30 minutes on this. At any rate, part of what we wanted to get to with this topic, for me, is being able to practice healthier habits and learn about peace. I say this a lot when I'm in public. Um, I give my good friends Ari and Taryn Highsmith a lot of credit for bringing platforms in the city of Rochester for black people and black culture and showing a different side of black culture that practices peace, excuse me, peace and doesn't get caught up in different prejudices and isms where they practice they show a different side of it rather than what the media portrays us to look at a lot, which I am heavily again heavily appreciative for because we need more platforms like that to create that type of dynamic. Otherwise, we're gonna deal with the same issues for years and years to come. And I'm glad that I got friends like Ari and Taryn, who are bringing platforms and of course my man Shaq and um um who else Coco Ray. They're bringing these different dynamics where we're not. It ain't about all right. We're all just getting ratchet at a club, or you see us at street fights or whatever. Um, it's about expressing our sense. We have places where we have we have a place where we do an open mic where we have vendors, people who want to be entrepreneurs trying to sell their own products. We have people who do open poetry, singing, dancing, rapping. Like there's this sense of artistry and photography and painting. They're showing us as like this is who we are as people, and we should be appreciative of that. and we should not be taken for granted of that. And that's the thing that we have to start learning to embrace as people to become better people. So I give them a lot of credit, and I talked to, and like I said, I was talking to my friend about this too. It's just like if it wasn't like being around that made me feel more in tune with myself and who I was and who I wanted to be, because it was able to show me a side that I haven't seen in a long time, and I embraced it more, and I'm appreciative of that time, and I'm appreciative of those people because they look over me, they watch over me, they care for me, they love me, they check up on me. Like they show things that I haven't seen as a normality around um around even sometimes in my own household, because it's different. It's a different dynamic. You know, being out in the country is a little bit, you get like here and there. So having that in the forefront makes it so beautiful and so uplifting and so peaceful. So just being able to see that shows how much that means to me, and just shows like the care and attention to detail that they take with that. So I'm appreciative of their time and their efforts. So they know I got a lot of love for them, and I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. So I appreciate them for that. So, and and Elias, he could attest to this because he's been there, so he knows what the vibe that they present when we go out um, to these places.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So it's I think, but I'm going back to this conversation because there was a point I went back to it. The in the fact that I was saying that about practicing peace, making healthier habits, making better um, mental, emotional, spiritual habits with it to create. It was I saw a smile on my friend's face. It was just like I admire you because I feel because she said we need more people like you, more men like you to practice that because of um we don't see much of that now, and you being able to present that, trying to present that or trying to create a practice of that tells me that you're the showing the definition of growth and trying to get out of generational curses, which is beautiful to me. So that stuck with me because at least I know people who see that, and I know and I know other people who are practicing that, and the being able for them to see that I'm trying to be that change makes me feel more confident in trying to be that change for myself, for my future partner, and for everyone um, inside and outside of my community. And I'm gonna leave it right there.
Well, I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, it has been 30 minutes, and we do have like two other topics
Right.
to go through.
You got any closing remarks on this topic before we move on?
Um, hmm. I don't want to beat a dead horse because I feel like I've made every point, but like, um, I think that I mean, going back to what you were saying about your crew and stuff like that. I mean, I think the fact that you and I can both say like, "Hey, we both have good structures around us as far as like black men and black women and stuff." It's one of those things where it's just like, wow, we're the exceptions. We're proof that it's not every black man or not every black woman. We're the proof. I saw that. Was that a moth?
Oh yeah. It was I got the window open in the crib because it's hot. So.
Yeah, I was like, you were making me feel like I was crazy. I was like, was that a ghost
No, no,
ball?
no. That's
Yeah, but I mean, Yeah, I think that's like the extent. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, man. Trying to just show practice growth and being better people. So, um, before I get into the next topic, I want to give a quick shout out to our unofficial sponsor. We are Kangs. We are Kangs. Speaking of Black empowerment, and is a Discord server that your boy Terrible Cereal has created um, as a platform to have discussions on things like our podcasts, as well as doing general talks with other community members, with things along the lines of gaming, music debates, life debates. We talk about sports. We have channels, voice channels where we start doing collaboratives with music creation. So we've had and a bunch of like music lessons and things like that we've pretty much created this platform on Discord, the server on Discord, to pretty much just create a community for artists and art people alike to um, kind of bring what they have to the table and be able to um, teach, be able to promote themselves, learn, and teach others how to kind of better themselves as creatives in every aspect of it. Um, if you guys are interested, below in my feed, I think it's still up, my solo.to page. You can check that out and you can see the you can go and check out the links for the We Are Kings podcast. Again, absolutely free. The more people that we get, the more community members that we're creating. We got what is our number as far as member attendance right now,
Let's see.
as of today?
We are at, sorry, Twitch people. I gotta, I know that you can't see the Darnell's webcam right now, but I gotta go through the count real quick. So we're officially at 38. Well, hold on, let me count the bots out. Uh 31. 31.
So currently we got 31 members, mostly members out of Rochester and Buffalo. We also have some people out in the city, in New York City. Has a couple people out in London that we've actually had. They have done some collaborations with each other and made some dope tracks. Just trying to send stuff over the chat.
And we back in
Italy, right? So we've definitely had. It's definitely been an effective thing. Like I said, it's a small but mighty crew, and we're hoping that you would like to join us as part of this group, so we can better further this dynamic with each other. So if you guys like what you see, go over to solo.to/STimes Productions. And once you get over there, you should see a link that goes to the We Are Kings Discord, and go in and join the Discord server. And we would love to have you along and showcase your stuff, and um, you know, and as well as join along in into the fun that we have created as this working community. So thank y'all for that, and thank you for We Are Kangs for sponsoring today's video. Along the topics of relationships, I want to kind of go on about this, a topic that I don't I don't try to get myself into when it comes to this, because number one, it ain't like I've been active in a while anyway to have this discussion. But I think it's something that is. I think this is honestly, in all seriousness, something that is very important that needs to be discussed. Excuse me. I had to go and grab something. Very important that needs to be discussed when it comes to the sense of intimacy and communication and relationships and trying to create a dynamic. So if you guys haven't seen, um, on TikTok, there's been this what is it? What's the dude's name? Mohawk.
Mo Hudson Mohawk.
Hudson Mohawk. I was thinking of a whole
Might be
different.
Mohawk Hudson, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. So there's this song that's been going viral on TikTok recently. Excuse me, in reference to a Reddit user
God.
who had talked about how he was trying to create a playlist on playlist for him and his partner um, at the time for intimacy to help him with intimacy performance. And unfortunately, first of all, I can I give him a lot of credit for coming out and being very um, um, having the courage to even have this discussion. I won't play the track, by the way, because I ain't trying to get flagged and Facebook takes the doggone video down because you know how to love to do that. Um, but there's this track that apparently there was a track that was of the I want to say trap EDM bass that he's been using for as rhythm for his performance that actually became a turnoff for his girlfriend. Um, be, and is basically become traumatized, but she waited 2 years of going through this to actually have the discussion with him. And he also had mentioned that he's had other partners, other partners um, that hadn't said a thing to him either. So about this, so it's very so really hasn't been much of that. It actually gotten so bad to the point where he was the rhythms that he was practicing, even without the music, was um, noticeable, and it was becoming more of a turn off for the girlfriend at the time as well. So, like I said, a lot of courage for this man to come up and say that. Um, but I think this is a discussion about communication in your relationships and having them head first and kind of being up front and forward because I think on a personal level what you want to do is create an environment for not only you but your partner to have an equal amount of I think intimate equal amount of satisfaction from both ends. I think what we're dealing with here is that we have uh, especially living in this world again we're talking about social media and the media itself that pushes this dynamic so far that I think we have these anticipations in our minds of our partner having high expectations of performance. And I think what we need to do is start creating better again creating better habits in communication with each other about um, how we can improve ourselves from every aspect, whether that's mentally, emotionally, spiritually, sexually, whatever it is. We have to have that discussion. I think what I think there's beauty in that. I believe there's a lot of beauty in communication and growth where you don't feel afraid to make a mistake. I think where people can mess up and then and grow from what you messed up on. I think what we deal with here is we put so many people and so many things on these high pedestals that we haven't had the chance to um excuse me haven't had the chance to um really be open and honest with each other. And I think that's part of the problem is it's like you're getting yourself into these situations, but you're not being as open and honest with you as possible to create a great experience. Now, for again, different strokes for different folks, right? And I'm talking about, I'm really referring to people who are in like relationships getting to this level, not in the sense of like people who are into the short term one night stands type of thing. It's just like, man, it is. I mean, obviously there's expectations to that, so obviously you know what you're getting yourself into. But I think for somebody that literally had to take 2 years to finally speak up and say, "Hey, I'm not sure if this is making me feel uncomfortable," is actually a turnoff. Can we try something different? And but sometimes when you're waiting too long, it ends up becoming more of an issue than it should be. So, really take that into account. From my perspective, really take that into account because I think there's growth and then there's beauty into that because once you have that and communication even during that time of intimacy, there is a sense of foundation that you're creating that once those things start getting to autopilot and start becoming there's like a icing on the cake that becomes a lot more beautiful into the aspect of it as opposed to you feeling nervous, you feel like you have to, all right, I got to do this, or I'm going to get too bored, or this, that, and the third, and um, you have to become better people in regards to that. So, um, sorry, I got caught up with something over here. Something shut off on me by accident. Okay, we're good. Um, but yeah,
Hmm.
again, showing a sense of growth, showing a sense of bettering yourselves in every aspect of a relationship, and you will see the benefits of that as you grow as partners. Um, but that's that's my take on that, Croy.
When you get older and a mommy and daddy love each other very
All right,
much.
thank y'all so much for tuning in.
Hey, let me finish. When a mommy and daddy love each other very much, they communicate with each other. I'm just so people think that when you're younger, you think that you have a telepathic energy that just sprouts across to your partner somehow. And when you grow up, you learn that that's just not the case. Um Now we're going to get into the young man in question in a second. But jumping off of Darnell's perspective, yes, you want to communicate. You want to make sure that your partner knows exactly what it is that you like and what you dislike and all that stuff. Because what if your partner does something that you dislike right off the jump and you didn't tell him? Like, or you didn't tell her? Like, it's just like, things like that are going to happen. There are going to be some times where you have someone who likes this and this other person doesn't like that. You've got to communicate about those things. You've got to know somewhat know your partner before you just dive in. See, y'all guys just like dive, like y'all just Trey songs it, and then it just comes out all messy. Like it doesn't work like that. It's not like in the movies where you see the person for the first time and then you just, oh, yep, everything is there and you just downloaded all of their memories and all of their likes and their dislikes and what they see for their future into your brain. Like it doesn't work like that. So communicate because when you don't communicate, things get awkward real fast. Like, for real. Now, let's get back into the man. At the man in question.
Okay.
um, you said, okay, wait, oh, shoot.
Mute yourself
Yeah, I
again.
can't play the music, can I?
No, no, I'm not. And I wasn't gonna do
Uh,
that.
Goodness gracious.
I mean, I can mimic it.
Yeah, do that.
I I know this is a serious topic, but still, yeah.
You gotta get closer to the mic because
My
my
fault, my
audience
fault,
can't
my
hear
fault,
you.
dog. Sorry, I didn't have the straw for that to work.
Yo,
Man.
it's just come on, man. Like it's just okay.
Now, mind you,
We're
we have a lot of people have different preferences when it comes to their playlist.
I was gonna say I am not on here to give sex advice. I am not.
None of
But
us are. I sure ain't.
Jesus. I just okay. Let me give you if this young man happens to be listening, or if any unfortunate young man who just doesn't understand that Hudson Mohawk is just not the vibe, really. I mean, unless she communicates it to you. If she communicates it to you, no, I'm not gonna make a Kanye
Stop.
joke.
No. Get off.
uh,
Real quick
but
before we get out of hand. To the people who are currently on my IG and watching this, I'm gonna do a repost of the rest of this stream. I'm getting close to my time up on IG, so I'm gonna go ahead and close it on IG. But you guys can go and check this out in post on my Facebook and YouTube. Links will be in the description for that. So thank y'all so much over at IG, and we'll check y'all in a little bit. Sorry, I was getting close to time on the
nah,
IG. You
yeah,
know how to
yeah.
be
I
acting
know
up.
I know how that is. It's like 30 minutes on
I think they
the
extended it now.
browser.
I think it's extended it now.
Oh,
So,
the Anchor app gives you like 30 minutes. But yeah, back into it.
mhm.
What we were talking about, Hudson Mohawk is not the move, blah blah blah. Like unless she communicates it to you, yeah, then it's not. It just assume that it's not the move. It's just not the move. Just think about it. Why wouldn't you want to do something that's nice and slow? There you go, Usher. There's a recommendation. There you go. There you go.
Okay. All
But
right.
it's just it's just not the move, man. And the fact that she went 2 years without telling this man, this is just 2 years that
And
man.
partially that's and again that's partially her fault at that. Now, does my question though is like, does that ruin? See, did she do it to try to avoid ruining the relationship, or or not? I don't know if she did it ruin a relationship or not.
Uh, I'm sorry. I was just
Or
you're ruining it. You're ruining it.
um look at my face, ruining. Um but it's dude, it's a very it's weird. It's a very sensitive topic when it's discussed, but it's easily flaunt around in the community, which is very strange to me of how much that we push this dynamic so hard, right? We push it out so hard, and yet we turn we turn away from it when it comes to the education, the communication,
Mm-hmm.
the knowledge. Like we don't like it's just like, nah, man, because they expect, because it's just like, man, they should expect us to know how we, I feel like, girls be expecting us to know how whatever, and girls would be like, nah, he should know that, he should know this or that. It's just like, it's weird. It's like people come into the game thinking that they already should be experienced, at this. Again, getting pigeonholed into media pushing that dynamic out. How much of sex content has been pushed out everywhere? Twerking videos, sex videos. What I mean, like everywhere. TikTok,
Like,
Facebook, Instagram, uh, even Twitch. Now you got place, you got all these sites and now OnlyFans and all these different other like it's a thing that really needs to have a discussion to bring back the beauty of intimacy rather than um putting it on a high pedestal thinking you have to figure this out on your own because then you're going to end up dealing with problems with people not knowing. Now you're going to deal with problem with people not knowing enough, people who should be knowing enough, and people who don't know better, where we're leading into we're letting pretty much what we see be our catalyst to what we know. So what ends up happening when people get too far, then you're dealing with unfortunate unfortunate assault cases, people who are catching people who are catching diseases, people who are are being sick, people who are being um pregnant on not unlawfully but unconsensually. Like you're not, again, you're not talking about the safeties of that thing, and I think that stems from not only you as a person of that age. I think that stems from generations before, but people at this time really need to create the conversation to push it forward in a good way of safety rather than trying to deprive from it because you don't want your son or daughter or your child to avoid doing it. And then again, something Croy has talked about all the time is just like creating the healthy habits of having the discussions to get themselves into better into into the right mindset and not leaving it up to TV, movies, music, social media to teach the kids how to be better with how to perform.
hey, if you want to leave it up to the TV and you want to leave it up to Donald Trump and Steve Bannon
Oh,
to raise your
oh, oh,
kids
hold
and
up now.
stuff.
Hold up now. I ain't I ain't going I ain't we ain't talking about
If you
that.
want Bishop, if you want Creflo Dollar to raise your kids,
Oh
yo, if you want this world to raise your kids, then by all means let the world do it. But it might not be a good result.
god.
I mean, who knows? Maybe the world will win out, but I'm not taking that chance.
Mm-mm.
And honestly, you know, as far as this, as far as both of them, but as as far as the boy that I'm talking about right now, so with him, it's like I can tell that that's a parent that never bothered to say anything. That's a parent that was just like, I'm just gonna let chance, take its turn. And it's like you can't let chance do that. Chance sometimes tells these kids, hey, assault is the way to go. So when that happens and you have to atone for your child's behavior, then what happens? Like, oh, I left it up to chance. So what does that say to you as a parent? I'm just saying, like, as far as these children, you are responsible for this child. This child is going to grow up and this child could be, somebody who changes the world. This child could be somebody who changes the world, but negatively. Like, why would you want to leave that to chance? I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me. Um, as far as the girl, you know, how could you not teach your child like, hey, you got to communicate with your child? I mean, Jesus Christ, you got to communicate with your damn
Whoa. Back
Ah,
up. That was that was a slip.
you got to tell your child that like when they grow up and you get in a relationship with someone, y'all got to communicate because it's going
So
times is
it's
hard. Take
taking
it
it
one
one
day at a
day at a
time.
time. it, it hurts. I can't fit it. Ooh,
But
yeah.
yeah, it's times get rough in relationships sometimes. Like you feel that like dude, you feel the weight on your shoulders. You feel like it doesn't even matter. We're not even going to get into it right now, but like, you got to be able to communicate that with your partner in an
Mhm,
effective manner,
mhm.
specifically. Like, you can't be like, "Oh, well, I told him I told him." Like, but you yelled at the dude and you threw pots and pans at him while doing it. Was that effective?
No.
Well, I feel like I communicated effective, but you called her a B the whole time.
Mhm.
Like,
Again, different strokes for different folks because there's people who have
yeah.
kinks for that, but I'm not one of them. But anyway, um, yeah. So let's moral of the story for all of this. Let's all do better with our choices
If
eh,
you can communicate the problem, you can make a relationship
trip
out
out
the
the
problem.
problems. That's nice makeup for that. Um, all right. Before we get into our last topic, again, I want to thank everyone who has so far tuned on with us. Again, we're going to try to do more of these as well. We're going to put these in post. Feel free to go over to any of our socials to go and catch up with any information. Feel free to leave comments and questions on the video and post or currently right now. If you guys have anything that you guys wanted to discuss in regards of what we have discussed so far. Again, the more community engagement we get, the better. It helps us as the two of us to create better better content. And I'll also go ahead and feel free to go over to our We Are Kangs Discord server, those who are in Discord, and check all that out as well. So again, thank you all for taking the time and vibing with us so far. All right, last topic of the night. Um, the infamous Pippin lady, known as Larsa Pippin, or as my man Croy has called her officially, Larsa Pimpin. Obviously, she's been a name that's been floating around the last by about a year and a half or so about her failing relationship with former NBA All Star superstar Scottie Pippen, as their marriage has crumbled and she's been bouncing from man to man. Um, Most notably, before the recent update, it was former Timberwolves forward Malik Beasley, which led to him and his girlfriend. In their sense, it led to infidelity for him and his girlfriend or ex-wife, for them breaking up and him having to pay child support because she took the kid. So it's been a very ugly situation. Now, for those of you who obviously have been caught up with things since the pandemic, obviously there's been a little bit of bad blood between Scotty and superstar Michael Jordan. In certain comments that Scotty has made towards him and Phil Jackson in regards of the Last Dance documentary that was posted during the pandemic, which has now led to him making a bunch of crazy comments on a certain couple things, and now we've gotten to the point where um, we are talking about his ex-wife and a potential relationship with one of Michael Jordan's sons, which people from the TMZ source have found the two of them uh, spending time with each other at a local Japanese restaurant. Um, Again, I don't want to make any type of level of speculation because this could be a thing where okay, maybe they're just spending time with each other because Larsa and um, Larsa has probably been around Michael and Michael's family, so obviously there could be a thing where she's just spending time with the peeps because they have good tides and whatnot. Obviously, it's a little bit of a weird dynamic as you think of it right now because like you literally watch these kids grow. Um, as your By the way, as your son is trying to get himself a spot on NBA team, I think he's currently signed in with the Lakers. I think, but don't quote me on that. Either is that or the G League team. But at any rate, um, you know, I get creating a Larsa as I don't even know how to describe it. Like Larsa's being Larsa, I think she's living her own life. I think a lot of things that could be taken into a lot of heavy out of context heavily. Obviously, the unfortunate part is she's also getting herself caught up into relationships with people who are in relationships as it is right now, which is creating unhealthy habits and dynamics and breaking oh my goodness, what's the word I'm looking for? Uh, what's the word? Home wrecker. Thank you, Jesus.
Bird's the word.
Bird is
Bird
the
the
word.
bird.
Wrecking homes, family homes. Um, and I think we need to again. I think we really need to start talking about, man, Larsa. I don't even know where to start with you because it's just like you living your life. I get it. You should be happy. Do what you want to do. You got, like I said, you got money. You can clearly you can see like you can get any man you want in the world right now. So, but um let's learn to do better. And
Mm.
I hope I hope you ain't really getting caught up with Michael's son.
Caught up, caught up.
I don't know what this is, but
Mm-mm-mm.
yeah, that's my take on Larsa Pippen. Go ahead, dog. I ain't got. I don't want to talk about this no more.
Uh, you said it. It's one of those things where it's just, hey, it is what it is. At um, Larsa living her best life. But on a serious note, it's just I don't know. Sometimes when you think about celebrities and stuff, you think like, oh, is this like another like, plot to grab
Like a
attention to,
publicity stunt.
yeah, to jump in the spotlight and stuff, like, you know, the ends of the earth that celebrities will go to in order to like create a tabloid story, I
Hmm.
don't know.
No,
I mean, who knows? Maybe it can be. Honestly, I hope that it is love. So that it's like, you know, I don't know. So that we're finally like
so it's just that way.
done with all this.
So that listen, either it is love or it's completely not, and this has nothing to do with anything. And I'm really hoping for the latter because,
No addition.
uh,
But yeah, like I mean, if it is love, then hey, cool. Just don't turn it into a TV show, please.
Why do I feel this way?
Why
Why
does
does
she
she stay
stay?
on my mind?
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Um, Larsa Pimpin. For real. Pimpin, pimpin,
Pin
pimpin.
Pippin. Oh man. Uh, Hopefully, if this is a phase thing for her, I hope she finds the help that she needs. If she's looking for help, she seems like she's been floating around from here, there, and everywhere. Because I don't know. It's just weird to me how like it's just a lot of stuff has just been weird between the Pippin family right now. Between their Scotty's and Lars's failing marriage, Scotty losing his son a couple years.
Mm,
That was about like a year or 2 year ago, where Scotty Pippen has lost, like literally had lost his son, his oldest son, from his previous relationship. I think his previous marriage
yeah.
before Larsa. So
Mm-hmm.
it's one of those. So it's one of those things where it's ugly because it's just like, dang man, I wish there was, you know I know he's going through a lot right now, and I hope that he finds the help that he needs. Larsa finds the help that she needs. And unrelated, Michael Jordan need to find the help that he needs before he goes and dies of liver cancer with them yellow eyes that he keep.
Oh my god.
I'm just saying. I'm just
He
saying.
does look kind of scary.
Everybody needs some help. Everybody needs to stay
He
healthy.
he does look scary.
Everybody needs to stay healthy. Look at me. I'm sitting at home stuck with COVID. Go get some. Go get you some help.
Yeah, I need to. Oof, I need to do a detox.
You ain't lying, Jack. But um, I think that's pretty much everything that we want to go through today, right?
Yeah, I think we hit all the subjects.
I'm gonna go ahead and give you a couple minutes to go and give your shout outs and promotions real quick, and then I'll close out.
I don't even know what to promote right now. I really don't. I'm just gonna promote the SoundCloud. A lot of interesting stuff on there as of recently. Been a little active. I'm actually working on a song called COVID Cove. Yep, you heard it first. It's called COVID Cove, and
This
it
is
is with the talented Dean Chatham.
side note.
Wait, what?
This was made before my diagnostics this week. So
Yeah, this was made in 2020
yeah,
during actual COVID. But yeah, I'm dropping that in the comments right now. Right there. SoundCloud, that's a link. But COVID Cove is not on there. Yeah, we're still working on it.
it's on the way.
Um
It's on the way.
yeah, what else is, more stuff on the way. I've been really busy. Had to DJ all this weekend. Um I'm trying to work on new music. I'm like sending music to other artists and stuff like that. Really trying to get some new music out there. Just collaborating and whatnot. But that's really it. Yeah. Look out for more Twitch stuff. There's gonna be Fortnite videos probably. Probably gonna link up with Herb.
Herb is herb.
Yeah, all y'all Twitch people out there who love like interesting people on Twitch, like get ready. Definitely get ready. But yeah, but that's pretty much it. That's the gist of everything that I've got going on.
Yeah.
But at Terrible Cereal, it's spelled just like that. It's not misspelled. Or at Terrible C. That one is spelled TURRIBLEC.
Yes, sir. Of course, you can check out all the links and whatever in the descriptions. Um, Obviously, as you guys, as I mentioned before, I'm going to be on quarantine for a couple of days. I'm going to be working on a couple solo projects. Be on the lookout in a couple of weeks for a final release single of the song "Payoff." Something that I performed at an open mic out in Rochester with my girl Deja Levette. That's going to be coming out in a couple of weeks. I'm gonna keep y'all posted on how soon that will be coming up. Also, feel free to um, hit me up on any social media and whatnot. Obviously, SM Productions is really starting to blossom a little bit more. I'm currently working as a live sound engineer for Moonlight Mike, which is taking place once a month on Tremont Street out in Rochester, New York. One Saturday a month. There, we also are doing sweet tea Sundays every other week, which is another open mic on at the French Quarter on Spring Street, right after you, right to the left, right after you get off the bridge there on Plymouth. If you guys are interested in going and checking out some of that content, feel free to go out and express yourself. You know where to find me from there. Um, Keep the family and friends in prayer uh, as we are continuing to keep pushing and to keep growing, and hopefully I'll get healthy by the next couple of days. By the way, I feel great today, a lot better than I was last night. So most likely I'll get over this. I'll get over this thing probably in the next 3 days, so or less. So if you guys need anything from me, you know where to find me. Solo.to/SIM Productions. You'll find all my social music media platforms there. Speak everything to existence, invest, involve, and evolve. Thank you for watching the Dog We Got to Talk podcast. Again, if you got comments and questions in post, all these videos will be seen in the aftermath. Excuse me, in the aftermath. And if you guys are interested, go ahead and hit the like. If you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe. And again, we'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much. Peace.